I have to use my phone because I'm too poor to afford a mic. Film trailers exist to get us excited about a film, to give us a little nugget of what the film is going to be about, to establish the story, the main characters, and what genre of film it's going to be. But why have trailers gotten to the point where they reveal the entirety of the film's plot? So when I'm sitting down in the cinema, I'm just ticking off in my mind which parts of the trailer I've seen and which parts are to come. This guy dies. And this guy gets a bad back or something. I wonder if the Hulk is going to turn up in this new Thor film. What a cool fun surprise this is going to be. This is because the studios are terrified that they're not going to get a return on their investment. Mainstream films are primarily made to make money, so you better believe if it's a horror film that all of the best scares are going to be in the trailer, or if it's a comedy that all of the best jokes are going to be shown. It has gotten to the point where film trailers themselves have a 3-act structure. You can clearly see a setup, a conflict, and a resolution. One of the worst trailers in my recent memory was the second trailer for Batman vs Superman. Aside from it being nearly fucking 3 minutes long, you can clearly see a 3-act structure. They're talking and it's intense, and then they get interrupted by Jesse Eisenberg in a wig, and then they fight, and then they team up to fight the cave troll from Lord of the Rings. Films should be like sex, and film trailers should be like foreplay. Teaser trailers put that notion to perfect use. Inception set it up perfectly. Leo explains that they have to infiltrate some guy's head and steal stuff. Look at this cool shit. Great, now I'm all excited and I've been teased and I'm ready for the film to lay me down by the fire and have its way with me. But now, most films have about 17 trailers and they expose too much, and I blew my load when I saw the cave troll from Lord of the Rings. Not because I enjoyed it, but he had a tight grip and he knew what he was doing. And he wouldn't stop, and he just kept going and pumping away, churning the butter. And now the film wants to go for round 2, and I'm exhausted, I can't. My point being that giving us too much information, setting up the characters, then showing them dying, or showing us the end of a character's arc, or just some cool shit that would have been better to experience in the film, it hugely diminishes our excitement for the film. We should be anticipating what the trailer only implied and didn't show us, not anticipating Gandalf showing up, and fuck me, wouldn't this have been great if we didn't see it in the trailer. Another dirty trick that trailers often play is that they're misleading. A trailer can present a film as a completely different genre than to what it actually is, just to trick people into going to see it. I watched the trailer for a film called Cyrus when it first came out, and it presented the film as a straight up comedy. They show maybe all of the funny parts in the trailer, and I was young, so I was excited to see all the dick jokes. But when I watched it, I hated it. It was actually a drama with a few funny elements about a son's fear that his mother was being taken away by a new boyfriend, and it had maybe one dick joke in it, so I was furious. The trailer was probably arranged in this way because Jonah Hill was really hot shit at the time, so they still wanted to bank on his performance from Superbad, so viewers will have been expecting more of the same, like I was. I think that film trailers have become this terrible due to the sheer amount of films that get released each year. More films means more competition, and film companies want their trailer to look as hot as possible and are therefore more likely to spoil more of the high points of the film to ensure that as many people as possible come and see The Conjuring 10 and Transformers 69 and whatever the fuck else. Ooh! Don't you want to come and see all these great fights that we're spoiling for you? Well, you better come and see this film instead of that other identical film coming out at exactly the same time with equally spoiled fight scenes. 17 haunted house films a week? Oh god, don't go in there. There's probably going to be a jump scare. Yep, there it is. Older films had a much more interesting approach. They often featured a narrator to sell the film and had shots from behind the scenes or had interviews with the actors or the filmmakers. This was because film was still somewhat in its infancy. There was still a fresh fascination with films, whereas now we're desaturated with horror films and superhero films. Back then, the fact that a film existed was intriguing enough to get audiences to go and see it, so all they needed was a little nudge that a trailer gave. Like this. Sexy and subtle. Loud and Stupid. Naughty but Nice. Wet and Sloppy. So, who gets more leniency with their trailers? Well, directors like Christopher Nolan or Quentin Tarantino are reputable filmmakers and care about the integrity of their film, so they don't want to reveal too much in the trailer but leave enough in to be alluring to the viewer. They are able to do this because they are auteurs but have a back catalogue of financially successful films, so the studios give them enough control of their trailers so that they don't have to spoil everything. Even seeing their name in a trailer is enough to get anyone horny enough to go and see the film, so the financiers are happy and the filmmakers get to keep the magic of filmmaking going by keeping most of the film out of the trailer. Without film trailers, we wouldn't know what to expect from a film. It would be silly for us to be expected to go and see a film without any prior knowledge of it, or knowing if it looks crap or whose tits or dick we're going to potentially see. But film trailers don't have to be this revealing. The whole purpose of a film, to me, is to offer escapism. How can I be invested in a film if I'm just recounting the entirety of the trailer while I'm watching it? David Lynch, my boyfriend, perfectly summarised this in an interview as he states, "People want to know up until the time they know. Then they don't care. So, speaking for myself, I don't want to know anything before I see something. I want to experience it without any purification. I want to go into a world and let it happen." If studios continue to get scared that they aren't going to make a profit on their investment, then I can only see this getting worse. Studios should trust the vision of their filmmakers and trust that audiences will respond well to a well-made trailer that hints at the bigger picture of the film and one that isn't 17 minutes long, shows that John Connor's a shitty robot, or that Bruce Willis is a ghost, or that I had a toaster in the bath with me before you saw it in full sequence. Yeah, did you notice that? I pulled the old film trailer trick by revealing the toaster in the bath in the thumbnail. It's great, it's good, it's how I'm going to live my life from now on. Start at the end and then tell the full story anyway, right? I hate my life.